Hello, hello. Can y'all believe it is already Saturday? We had a break. Thanksgiving break is almost over, y'all. Back to reality, like real life work. I'm just, I'm disgusted, quite frankly, you know? It's crazy. It's really crazy. I was thinking that because the all week we've kind of done lives without subjects, without anything. We just kind of vibe. We just kind of talk. I was thinking today we would actually have a subject. I'm out of practice. I done just got to chilling. As you can see, today we didn't do makeup. We just vibing today. Kicking it. My best friend is coming over in a little bit. Tomorrow is Sunday, which means Monday is right around the corner. Right around the corner. But today I think we're gonna do a subject. We're gonna actually talk about something. So today, something I've seen a lot on my For You page is the gworls talking about the soft girl era. Specifically, I've seen women talking about it in a derogatory way. Many people feel like the soft girl era, especially specifically for black women, is a trap. And not even necessarily a trap, but a setup. And I would love to know y'all's thoughts on that. I think that there are multiple ways to go about a soft girl era. And I think that it applies to some things, but it can't be universally applied to like your whole life. And the reason why I feel like that is because like I think it's necessary to be soft or slow, live slow for certain parts of your life. But I think that I don't know. I just couldn't see it being applied in certain instances. I don't think that that means you have to be hard. But I do think that there has to be more than one way to navigate that. Like I personally, soft girl era, I respect it, but it's not my personal like. It's not who I am by nature. A lot of the things that I think people associate with being a soft girl are not who I am by nature. Like there are some things. Right now, there's this weird like gender war. There's this weird like boom of women defining what femininity looks like, but I feel like the dating culture has kind of like co-opted the femininity movement. So much of what people consider to be like feminine teaching or feminine practice or feminine whatever has a lot to do with a man and how to secure one. And your femininity, as far as like who you are, should not be wrapped up in a man. It doesn't have anything to do with a man. So yeah, I don't know. And it's like I respect it. I would never disrespect anyone who's chosen to be, in their soft girl era. But I think that it is not unilaterally applicable. For example, like it's easy to be a soft girl in your house. Obviously, because you're you and that's all you have to deal with. It's easy to be a soft girl around your people, but around people who are not accustomed to that, especially in the United States where there's an obvious bias, well, in the world, where there's an obvious bias against women, but also especially a whole nother layer of bias against black women and brown women. There are some environments where soft girl is not how I would play things. Now that doesn't mean that you have to be hard though, because there's more than one way. There's always more than one way to skin a cat. The femininity movement has become very superficial. I have to agree to that. I understand why though. And what I mean by that is like it's not a secret that pretty privilege exists. It's not a secret that beauty is currency. It's not a secret that you are treated better looking a certain way, and that bias, you can fight people's intrinsic bias certain just by looking a certain way. So I understand why many people have decided, like, okay, the best results I'm going to get to this game are going to be if I look this way so I can play the game. I get it. I do get it. But the movement as a whole, I don't believe should have turned into that. I feel like that goes like more into hypergamy and whatnot, and femininity and hypergamy are not the same. Now they can walk together, but they aren't the same. Did Drake see the video? Ask Drake. So yeah, I just can't see it. I think that there are 3 ways to go about it. Some people feel like soft girl, hard girl, there's it. There's no in between. I think that there's a third option. And the third option is what I always do, which is somewhere a walk between the both. So I like to, it's gonna sound real shallow, but I like to play stupid. I think that playing stupid is a great way to walk between the two. Started getting into femininity when Aisha K. Oh, rest in peace, Aisha K. You loved her teaching. Okay. I don't know much about what her teaching was, but I do know a little bit about the feminine archetypes. I learned about them years ago. I took the test, but I didn't know much. And then I took it again as an adult. And I've learned recently, when I started my cymatics experiment, I took the test again. And it was so funny, so interesting to see the difference between what the result was when I was a teenager to what it was just 2-3 years ago to what it is now. And then I'm very excited to see if it's changed by the time I get to the end of this cymatics experiments, when it's time to take it again. But yeah, rest in peace, Aisha K. I think that I hopped off of the traditional femininity movement. First of all, when I became androgynous like that, but even before then, I hopped off because I realized how closely the teaching started to mirror just random white supremacist tropes. There were black women talking about what is and isn't respectable in terminology that just did not make sense and was not true, but made sense according to specific biases. And that's when I hopped off. But I think that the femininity movement, it was very, very quickly co-opted and turned into something that it just is not. Good evening. So right now we're talking about the soft girl era. I've seen a lot of things on TikTok about it recently, soft girl era, and whether or not it is what some people have decided that it is a trap for black women, or that it's something that plays against us. Okay. That's very interesting. I wish I had gotten more familiar, or that I had known more about Aisha K before she passed away, because I think that I would have loved to hear it directly from her, as opposed to hear it from the many people who are, mixing it with one thing or another. You agree that it's a trap? That's very interesting. I just can't see it being unilaterally applicable. I just can't. I think it's easy. I think that for some parts of your life, you can't be soft. I do. I think that there are some parts of your life where, the emotional parts of the soft girl era are the parts that I agree with. The parts about, living slowly, the journaling, the whatnot, the habits where you allow yourself to be vulnerable and you allow yourself space and time to process emotions. There are things about it that I agree with. But how you treat yourself. You definitely over time tell other people or teach other people how to treat you, but you can't change everyone's bias immediately. Like, because you entered your soft girl era, other people, don't just start, treating you well. I think that's fair. Are there vacancies? That's a great question. I would say yes. Some people would say no. I would say yes, though. I don't know. Me personally, my approach is always somewhere in between. It's always somewhere in between. I don't think that I could ever dedicate my life to being like 100% soft. And I don't think I could ever dedicate my life to being 100% hard. It does not make sense. It's not, first of all, it's not practical. It's not realistic. And yeah, any way that you play it 100% one or 100% the other way, you end up giving away something or taking on something. Like, for example, a lot of the like women that are playing the soft girl and the like hypergamy game are actually just like acting out different tactics from like the Art of War. Like, not the Art of War, 48 Laws of Power, where it's like I'm being soft, but I'm only doing it because, then they're going to act like this. You're playing chess constantly. And I was like, well, if your goal is not to be doing all of that, and your goal is to sit in feminine energy, or so you claim, plotting, wouldn't that fall under the masculine energy umbrella? Does that make sense? Like, does it make sense? Does it make sense to you? I don't know. You have to consider whose definition of soft you're using. Exactly. But that's what I mean. I think that a lot of the influencers specifically right now who are like pushing the soft girl era aren't actually pushing like the African American woman's definition of soft and how it can apply to us. I think they're pushing just soft generally. And I'm like, okay, last night when we were on live, we were talking about the concept of standing on business and how we felt like in certain situations, you have to stand on business. Hey, love, I agree. Thank you. I could not see myself, like the softness that I allow myself at home, I couldn't see myself playing that same game at work. I couldn't. At my job right now, I think I sit in a really, really great spot. My full time anyway. I sit in a great spot. I love them. I'm not disrespected, whatever. But I also work with mostly women, so there's that. At my previous job, when I was full time in education, and there was everyone everywhere, soft was, you low-key couldn't put me in soft in the same sentence. I was soft with my children, definitely. Soft with, my students, definitely. My coworkers, because talk about playing in your face. Like, yeah. In the workplace, business, it must be stood on. Like, it just, Serving in a manager on weekends and people know. That right there, though, is why I co-opted playing stupid. Sometimes you gotta play a fool to catch a fool. And I play stupid with the best of them. Oh my God. It is almost criminal. We think soft, you think assertive, like Claire Huxtable. I think that's beautiful. Oh, thank you so much for the roses. Because the coworkers love to play friendly. I don't play friendly. I think I am a friendly person. If I don't like you, you'll know, though. If I don't like you, you will know. I don't play friendly. I am genuinely, I'm cordial with everyone. It is what it is. We don't have to be friends. We at work. I don't think that your coworkers should be your friends. They're not. It's some stuff that you shouldn't be saying. Some stuff that you shouldn't be, whatnot. They just shouldn't know. They need to know enough about you to know that you're a human and you're relatable. But besides that, they don't need to know what you do in your free time. They don't need to know. They don't need to be all up on your social media. They just don't. And I think that the more that they know, the more amp or ammunition you give them to play in your face. So there's that. But because, first of all, I make sure there's like a respectable, like a boundary, but also I play stupid. I've always pretty much had a good relationship with just about everyone at work until I gotta be over it to have a bad relationship with somebody at work, because they shouldn't know you well enough to have a personal problem. Hello? You do your work, I do my work, we go home. We're not here, we're not friends. We don't have to be friends. You should have friends outside of work. I should have friends outside of work. And that's fine. There's something really, really unique about education, though, because education is like, every school is the same. Every school is the same. No matter how different it is, it's the same. And I think that that's why so many education professionals and like teachers and whatnot love Abbott Elementary, because every school is the same. You will find this personality and that personality everywhere you go. There will be a man who was sleeping with more than one person here. There will be a girl who thinks she know it all. There will be like the chill little group of people who like don't care. There will be an awkward. There will be, because that's just how the field works. It just is. But the problem is like a little microcosm, like a little city of its own, because it's so easy to like, they're cliquey, they're little schools. But also some people, sometimes when people work in education, they get stuck mentally. They have sat in classrooms and sat with kids for so long that they start to act like them kids. And also, I don't think people talk a lot about the fact that sometimes people become or join into education or whatever because of the fact that they can't evolve past it. Like, no names. I know more than one PE teacher who, after they could no longer take sports personally, meaning on their own, meaning they didn't make it to the league, or collegiate level sports didn't work, or this is that or whatever, and now they're like, I just need to be around sports. I never learned how to do anything outside. Like, I have to do this, so I should just teach PE. But it's just like they're just a big jock who never evolved past high school, college. So now, here you are at your big boy job, and nothing, Same with healthcare. I can see that. But yeah, back to the original subject. It's just, I just could not see myself co-opting 100% soft girl era practices everywhere. I think that I will get stepped on. I think that there's something about being a black woman that like people decide what capacity you are allowed. Like, not all people see us as people still, to this day. So like, they kind of find a trope and go, this is the trope that you fit into. I like to know things. But the danger with that is that sometimes I can fit perfectly into the mammy trope. I am kind, mid to large size black woman. And people feel comfortable around me because I'm real chill. So let me come to you and tell you all of my problems. I don't really care about yours, but I know that you'll listen to mine. Let me come to you and let me, tell you this about this person and this about that person. Let me tell you all my personal business that I don't need to. I cannot tell you how many problems I know at my old job. Like, when I say I knew everybody's business, but it was simply because I was like, I didn't even talk to them people like that. I genuinely think like there are some people that like they talk and they don't realize you not responding. Like, they just talk. But I feel like that's what it was. It was like you found this trope. I was one of the only black women. And it was like, okay, I didn't do anything to help you feel warm around me. You decided who I was. And we moved on. So then it was almost like I was being penalized. First of all, because you assume that I know, penalized for what I don't know, even though I don't know it. And then on top of that, I'm being penalized for when I step outside of that trope for you. So if one day you come to me and I go, I don't have time to hear your problems today. I'm actually working at work. Surprise, surprise. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, they must be having a bad day. They're a little aggressive today. Well, are you having a hard time at home? No, you're annoying me. No, I'm actually trying to work, you know? But it's like, it's just this thing in their head that's like, this is your purpose. This is what you do. So how could you not do exactly what I expect you to be doing based on archetype? I have decided that I know who you are because you are this specific kind of person. And I don't play it. I don't play it. But it's for reasons like that I'm like, I could not imagine myself not standing on some kind of business in the workplace. At home, I get it. But I just, yeah. I think that soft girl era cannot be universally applied. It just doesn't make sense. But how you stay soft, I think, is that you find your own, I think you find your own creative method by which you navigate conflict and by which you navigate situations so you don't end up being another trope. And their favorite trope to put you in is angry black woman. Or their favorite trope is to go aggressive or she's hard to work with. They love those tropes. I think sometimes they get a lot of joy out of making you transition from, you're the calm, you're the mammified black woman to the angry black woman. I think that is a very interesting thing. It needs to be studied a lot more. It's studied often, but not enough. It makes them happy because I feel like it like fulfills a prophecy for them. And that's the thing. Like, you'll get to the point where you're like, I don't even want to talk anymore. But then, like, because they're constantly watching you and constantly policing your attitude and your behavior and your perspective, it's like, okay, now that you're not talking, how are you not talking? And now we're afraid of you. Now we're like, oh, something has changed. Whatever. It just doesn't make sense. But it is for all of those reasons that I, in order to navigate, started playing stupid. Sometimes you got to play a fool to catch a fool. I am not arguing with anyone about anything, ever. And it's because of the fact that as soon as you start playing in my face, I'm finna play in yours. I don't know that. I don't know. Never heard of it. What do you mean by that? In one of my favorite situations, like 2 years ago, a woman, you know what kind, I just feel like, your tone was so aggressive. Really? I'm not following. What? Can you provide me with a specific example of like what part of the tone was aggressive? It just was just like, it was the way that you said it. Oh, like the way that so it wasn't the words. It was more like a personal perception thing. Oh, really? Oh, so it was more like an internal thing. So it was more like that was the way you perceived it. Oh, are you having a rough time? Is everything okay at home? Because you're not going to make it about tone. You're not going to make it about tone. What did I say? Did you do what I said? I don't know. Thank you. Very interesting. And I think that black women shy away from playing stupid because of the fact that I think that we have been taught that we need to know everything. Like, because they expect those tropes from us, we need to behave as if we are in those tropes. And if they go, whatever, like almost like we feel stupid if we don't know everything. The second I let go of that complex, I don't know. I have no idea what you mean, actually. Can you explain? It's kind of miraculous how suddenly jokes change when you pretend you don't understand them. Another example. I am well known for my voice. My voice is very distinct. And I remember talking on the phone at one point in my workplace, and a man, older man, you know what kind, made a joke about me being an adult phone operator. And I'm gonna keep it chill every time, because that might be a tourist thing. It really may be a tourist thing where it's like you'll never know you offended me. You'll never know until I bring it to you, because never let them see you sweat. That's my toxic trait. You'll never see me sweat. But anyway, the joke, and I was like, this is very inappropriate. This is not okay. Workplace stuff. This is not okay. So they're laughing. They're ha ha ha. You should really do this. That's so ha ha. And I don't get it. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Oh, you mean like a adult, like a worker, like they get paid, compensated to perform. What do you know about that? Have you ever done that before? Oh, okay. That seems like a really interesting suggestion to make. Oh, very, very interesting. No, actually, I've never heard. I've never heard of that. Is that what you do in your free time? It's miraculous how all of a sudden the joke you knew wasn't funny, you knew wasn't appropriate, all of a sudden it's not funny when you gotta explain it. When I start asking questions and now you have to walk yourself back through, I just said to a woman at work who is African American that they sound like a person who does work for money, whatever. All of a sudden it's not funny. And I went, oh, very interesting. Play stupid. Sometimes you gotta play a fool to catch a fool. And if I know you playing in my face, I'm gonna play right back in yours. Right there. And then all of a sudden, everyone starts being kind. We went from, thoughtlessly making jokes. We went from thoughtlessly, whatever. And now all of a sudden, everyone's scared. They may go to HR. I just prayed on her, and they get softer. I will never argue with anybody. I'm not arguing with nobody because I'm going to pretend I don't know. I have no idea what you just said. My favorite line, especially in the comments, because I'm not arguing with nobody in the comments, especially somebody. Like, if you ain't got no profile picture, I'm not saying nothing. Hi! But I'm not arguing with anyone ever about anything. Like, I gotta care a lot. And these are random comments. I don't know y'all. Like, I love the people who love me. I love the people who support me. And I try really, really hard to express that hard. But faceless profile, user number 576-33473, who has hate mail and is trying to threaten me. Interesting perspective. You see it all through my comments. Interesting perspective. Thanks for sharing. But also, black women, I know we need to stop. We got to let go of that complex that says we need to know everything, and that we have to be 3 steps we just don't. We're regular people, and that's an unrealistic standard. We got to stop. Hello? So my favorite thing to do when someone says it's disrespectful is to go, interesting, tell me more about that. Tell me more about that. Especially a physical appearance comment. Because I don't have a physical appearance wound. Everybody has a different thing or a different whatnot or whatever. Me personally or whatever, I think that I get to decide what is the truth about myself. It is true. I think that it's true to me that I am beautiful. It just is what it is. You can have your opinion about that, but it's not going to change the truth for me. If you can decide it is true to you that whole groups of people are inferior or they're one thing or another or whatever, I think you're delusional. But that's truth to you. I don't have to change the truth for me. I don't. Like, it really, I just don't. So say what you want. Tell me more about that. I'm trying to focus on the point, but all I can see is, oh, I'm thinking about this one meme, or ha ha ha, they look like this thing. Oh, interesting. Tell me more about that. Oh, I've never seen that meme. Show it to me. Very interesting perspective. And then all of a sudden, it's not funny. Miraculous. When you had to stand on it, it wasn't funny. Interesting. Like, I just, play stupid. Play stupid. I think there's, the people say, like, it's just soft girl. I could not be soft girl 100% of the time. Cannot be hard girl 100% of the time. But I think that the middle ground is playing stupid. Black women are not afforded ignorance. We're not allowed to have it. We're just not. To me, willful ignorance is rebellion. It is to me. It just is. Because you're not going to drain me of my energy arguing with you over something that I don't even believe. I don't have to prove anything to you. I know exactly who I am. So you can have your opinion. Very interesting. Tell me about that. Give your energy. Keep talking. Tell me all of that. Give me that negative energy. I'm transmuting it right now. Transmuting it right now via not getting pressed. Exactly. It's only funny when they think they can humiliate you. When they succeed in humiliating you or whatever, you can't be offended by nothing if you don't know what the fuck it means. I'm not offended. Of course not, because I don't understand. Now, because you think I don't understand, you're going to explain or whatever. Taking the energy. Taking it. It is what it is. You can't take nothing personally. Projection is an interesting thing. Once you learn how often people cope by projection, you immediately, your whole brain changes. At work, there are so many spirits, and granted, okay, here I am talking about spirits and whatnot. Everybody is different. Everybody believes in something different. I believe that everybody has a soul, and most people have a soul. In everything, there's a whole lot going on. There's always more going on than we can see, in my opinion. But everybody got different opinions. You're not going to drain me. You're just not. But I do believe in stealing energy. I just do. If you try to disrespect me, if you try to, whatever, I believe, give me that. Run it to me. And for the rest of the day, you're going to be living in fear because, she may go to HR. She may whatnot. And I could be having the greatest day of my life. It's not personal. It's not. Everybody dealing with their own thing. But also people who are, my favorite quote is people who are, not my favorite quote, let me not lie. Because y'all know I always say my favorite quote and then I say a completely different quote. So, But another quote, a quote, is people who are at war with themselves will attempt to fight their egos through you. Most of the time when people have a problem with me, especially at work, they don't have a problem with me. You don't actually have a problem with me because you don't know me well enough to actually have a problem with me. You can't even call me. You ain't got my number. You don't have a problem with me. You have a problem within yourself that you see something in me that you think is going to help fight your ego. And I ain't going to give it to you. I wish you the best. Act stupid. Every time. I have no idea what you're talking about. Can you explain that to me? Thank you so much. Excuse me. I act stupid constantly as a form of rebellion. Because you're not going to play in my face. Hello? That's so sweet. Thank you so much. I hope you have a lovely night, sweetheart. But yeah, I just best eyes. Oh, that's so sweet. That's one of my favorite traits. Thank you so much. Oh, that's so cute. Thank you. That's so cute. Is it like a little clapper? Like it makes. That's so cute. No, and that's another thing. People who don't got it like that, and that sounds really mean, but people who don't got it like that, rehearse their bullying. And you always know. Because you insulted me and you can't stand on it. You insulted me and you can't explain it. Very interesting. Another reason why I had to stop is because, so I had the great fortune, the great fortune of being born to my mother, who is, that woman is amazing. Unhinged, but amazing. She made sure we were very quick with it. And until I was like 20, 21, I didn't curse. And I think that not cursing did me such a great service. Oh my God. Because when you don't curse, cursing in many ways can be a cop-out, vocabulary cop-out. It is like the fastest, like sharpest way to say something. But it doesn't, curse words don't dance. They don't, there's not graceful. They don't dance. Because I didn't curse, I feel like I learned some of the most grimy, like, vocabulary, like the most spicy way to say the most disrespectful thing possible. So, like, we would roast each other and whatnot in high school, because, like, for black children, roasting is a form of endearment. I was, like, in high school, we were the wildin' out table. We were, like, the, like, pick up and kill it. We were constantly, like, either freestyling or roasting or whatever. That's who we were. And like the roast battle, they would be like merciless. But it's because of the fact that like it would just be like they would say something and it would like boom, boom. Like it would be just back to back. It was so bad. But I think the reason why they were is because we were so creative. Like some of the stuff that we would say, we were so creative. The sound effects, we were so creative. It's stuff that I think back on randomly and just laugh, like in the middle of the day, because I'm like, why would anyone say that to anyone? But it was such a great service. But as an adult, you can always tell who grew up a bully. Hi! You can always tell who grew up a bully. You can tell who, whatever, because it'll just be like you rehearsed that insult and it's disrespectful. I do. I think that cursing is such a hard habit to stop once you started it. Because it's convenient language, but it isn't beautiful language. It isn't. I think that just learning funny insults is even like a great service to yourself. Just because it's just like, just to know them. Like Shakespearean insults. Hilarious stuff. But, yeah. My mom had so many different things that I feel like many things about the way she raised me, granted I ain't never having no kids, but if I was to have any kids, there are many things about the way that she raised me that I'm like, this was perfect. Like this specifically was something that has served me so very well. And I think that that's one of them. Like not cursing, not because like, I mean, of course, like it was frowned upon, it wasn't like, a loud thing, but she's like, don't curse because it's lazy. It's wild. Like, it's so wild. I think that being a thing, she had so many different things, but I think that's why, like, who I am as a person, you really, really can't, you can disrespect me. You can do whatever you want. you can do whatever you want. My mom was very, very big on, once you leave this house, people are going to try to tell you who you are. And if you don't know, you're going to be whatever they try to tell you. So she started really, really young, really, really early with affirmations, really, really early with you are this. This is who you are. This is what you believe in. Say your beliefs out loud. This is who you are. And I just like, there's so many different like communication things that I'm so very thankful for. Like, I'm so very thankful for communicating very clearly. Like, I'm like, oh my God. If I was going to have kids, they're like, those are the kind of things that I would pass on. Of course, there are many things that I will not, but like, that woman is that unhinged woman. We love her so much. Did she make you say telling a story instead of lie? Okay. My mother did not let you overuse any phrase. Any phrase. So not telling a story, not lie, none of that. So we were kids that got in trouble for saying the word like too much, like using vocal fillers for whatever. We got in trouble for that. So like I remember being younger and she's like, like they're telling a story or like they're lying. I'm like, she is fabricating. She is bamboozling. Like, you are being swindled. Hoodwinked, run amok, let us straight. But yeah. My mother is working on her PhD currently in social work. She is a licensed clinical. Yeah, she's amazing. But back then, she wasn't that. Back then, she was just like, she has worked so many different things. I think she got like 5 degrees. But she was so many different things. She was everything. My mother, actually, like when I was really, really young, she and my father were married. And once they divorced and we like separated or whatever and we moved and whatnot, was the first time she went to a college or anything like that. So as an adult, she went to school. As an adult with 5 children, she went to school and, 6 children. I always say 5 because I have 5 sisters, but I'm like, include yourself. There's 6 of us. But yeah. What do? You should venture into journaling. I do journal. Not as fervently or as like dedicatedly as I should. I definitely should. But that woman is amazing. Journaling is so important. And honestly, journaling, I feel like journaling applies like to the subject that we were talking about. We were talking about the like being the soft girl era and whatnot. And I think that if you have to go out into the world and you have to be some degree of heart. Journaling is so very important to balance it out. Are you single? Very interesting question. Yes. On paper. Yes. Hello. You talking about telling on you to who? To whom? Who you gonna tell? Who is your favorite actor? God rest his soul. It was Chadwick Boseman. I'm going to DM you. Accept it. Can you take a phone call? Stranger with no pictures? No, probably not. I don't know about that. I do not know about that. That sounds suspicious. That's suspicious. That's weird. Oh no, don't tell him. No. I mean, he ain't even see my video. He ain't even respond to my video. So I mean, I don't know. I don't think he's paying no attention to me right now. But you said I got a year left of delusion. Chill, Bella. Chill. I got a whole year left. Well, I got 364 days because we talked about it yesterday. Thank you so much. Hey. But yeah. So, on the subject again, I feel like the best thing, specifically a Black woman can do to navigate the world is have a, hi, Soror, but have a, like, environment where they can be soft cultivate an environment for themselves where they can be soft, but you do have to stand on business in the world. And there's just some stuff that it just does not make sense for us. I understand the concept of softness. I understand what they're trying to get at, but I don't feel like it's. You spoke on Diddy. When did I speak on Diddy? I don't remember that. What's your thoughts on Keke Palmer? I have no thoughts on Keke Palmer in the same way that I don't have that many thoughts on Diddy. I really, really hope that woman is well. I really hope that she heals from what's going on. Domestic violence is very serious, and it is not something that I play or joke about. For people who know or don't know, I wear my little sister's name on my neck. It's in every video. I never take this necklace off. And if it was to ever break or anything like that, I would immediately get another one and put it on. She was murdered this summer in July in a situation that was involving domestic violence. And that changed my life and the lives of, a lot of people around her forever. And I really, really hope, my only hope for that entire situation is that Keke Palmer, I'm thankful that she got out alive, because many people don't. And I hope that she is able to heal from any damage done. That's all I got. Love you, Paige. I think you are so admirable. Oh, that's so very sweet. I really appreciate that. Never knew why, but I wasn't going to ask. Yeah, she was with a guy who was a little older than me. Mind you, she was only, 19, finna be 20. Would have been 20 just about a month ago. And he realized that she was going to likely leave and shot her in the face. And that's not to be graphic, but it is to give like a example. We will have a day where we talk about abusive relationships. It's not today, but domestic is something I don't really play about. While we on that subject, I think that something else that's trended, because I know I'm going to be asked about it at some point, and I can just reference this video. The Matt Rife situation, I don't play about that neither. So, not that I was a fan before, but I don't play about that. I don't play about domestic, and I definitely don't play about special education. The whole joke with the little helmet, I don't play that. The Theory of Drake and the Birkins, you love it. Thank you. I really hope I'm right. I do. I hope I'm right. I gotta look his up. Yeah, I don't think it's worth seeing. I'm never going to watch the special. But I just saw it on I think Drew Afulo spoke about it. And I love Drew. So, But besides that, moving on. Anyway, we are at the end, y'all. It's an accent somewhere. That's so interesting. Where you think I'm from? I'll accept like 2 or 3 places, because I've been in a couple different places. My accent is really, really, I don't feel like, I used to be one of the people that was in heavy denial, like, I don't have an accent. But it's obviously, I have never lived in Texas. Can you guess? Bella, I feel like you already know. We at the end of the episode. I think we only had like 13 minutes left. Just because I said I'm going to try to make these like an hour long. Of course, we can record after that, but I'm just... DC? That's crazy. Ohio. I'll accept Ohio, actually. South Carolina, no. Cali, no. You gonna cheat? That's what I thought. Bella, cheating. I can see that. So, I am from the mid... I've lived most of my life in the Midwest. That's why I said I would accept Ohio. I'm in Illinois. Milwaukee, I would accept too, because, I'm in Illinois. I can see that. Chicago! Chicago! Whoever sent the heart, thank you. But yeah, definitely Midwest. You in Southern Illinois. Like Carbondale or something. We love Illinois. The only thing I do not love, oh, in Carbondale, we rock with Carbondale. The only thing I do not love about the Midwest is the cold. I cannot do the cold. I've lived here most of my life, and I consider it my home. The little small town I've spent the most time in my life in, I have tattooed on my arm. But STL is in Missouri. STL is not in Illinois. Yeah, I don't like cold. I can't do cold. I think that I'm eventually going to be one of those people who does like a vacation home somewhere in the South where the rest of my family's at. And I can't do it. Like, I can't do it. Chicago! Yeah, snow makes me viscerally angry. Like, I don't know who decided on Aricia Grace's life. It had to be God, because I don't know who decided that I needed to ever have furniture that I needed to put together. I don't know who decided that. I don't know who decided that Aricia Grace was ever supposed to pick up hammer, nails, a screwdriver. I don't know. Whoever did needs to be drug in the streets. Whoever added that to my life's plot must be fault. One, I don't know who decided that I ever needed to see snow. I don't know who decided I ever needed to shovel snow. I don't know who decided I ever needed to take out trash. Like, there's such a long list of things where I'm like, wow, whoever is writing the plot, I will fight. Like, as soon as I see them, I will live right and go to heaven specifically to fight the specific person who wrote that plot. No. The defrosting time, the like sitting in the car or sitting outside the car and having to wait and going like, it's time to leave, but I can't leave because my car has to unthaw like chicken or something. No. Viscerally angry. Like, I can't stand snow. And I'm delusional over a rapper who is from Canada. They got snow and moose. Like, what is wrong with me? Moose? There are a couple things that make me thankful for the Midwest. Plenty of things. First of all, we don't have water storms. Hurricane to me sounds terrifying. I like that we get our wrath of God by tornadoes. I can accept tornadoes. That's just, we sit outside, we watch them. You know, if thunderstorms I can live with. Hurricanes is not the life for me. So I respect that part. But like, there are people who like have to look both ways before they leave their dormitory. Look both ways before they walk out the door because there could be a moose outside. And I'm so thankful for the Midwest every time I think about them. Do y'all know how big moose are? Also, the fact that the plural of moose is not meese is actually really, really disrespectful. Like, I feel like meese, like geese, like they should be meese. But anyway, terrifying. I can deal with deer. Deer are big, but like moose, I feel the same way about octopus. Squid. The fact that the plural of squid is squids and not like squad, that bothers me so much. The plural of squid should be squad. It does not make sense why whoever decided that specific facet of the English language, they should have decided on squad. That is so disrespectful. Squids. Squy. Like, I hate that so much. It's actually really disrespectful. Shakespeare. You know, I can't say nothing because I rock with Big Shake. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care that people are like, Shakespeare is not real. I rock with Big Shake. If I was to turn around the camera, you would see like this really, really nice leather, like gold page. It looks like a Bible. Everybody who comes in here thinks it's a Bible. But of Shakespeare, like the complete works. I love Big Shake. Like, oh my God. Shake was spitting. Hello. I got the Shake, and then I have like the I got the Shake, then I have Romeo and Juliet stand alone. I have Othello stand alone. I have I don't even know. What is the y'all, I'm blind, I ain't got no glasses. Then I got like the Cliff Notes of Shakespeare plays. That's how you know you really rock with it. When you got the Cliff Notes. And I'm like, it's not even my favorite plays, nothing like that. But I just rock with Big Shake. I rock with the language. Oh my God. A man writing me sonnets would be a huge problem. I would have kids by now. I think that whoever I end up with is going to be delusional. Like a delusional lover boy type. Like they, yeah. You got the burgundy one. I got the black with the gold. I love books too. I mean, obviously, delusional. But you know, there's such a broad list. I really gotta stop saying I would have kids by now. I'm sure there's somebody who is delusional who is like making a list right now of like everything that I'm like saying. They're like, well, she would have kids if you did this, and she would have kids if you did this. And then I constantly like follow it up, but I'm not having kids. What are you reading right now? The Communist Manifesto. Why did that sound so funny? That sounded so unserious, but I am. But on top of that, I'm also reading, or listening to, I should say. It's because of this experiment. I'm listening to Steve Harvey. I'm listening to, what is it? Think Like a Man. And the worst part is, part of it, he's spitting. I ain't even, that's the worst part. As much as I would like to disagree with Steve Harvey solely to be a hater, he low-key is spitting in parts of it. And my other problem is that like when I get fascinated, with something, I'm also rereading 48 Laws of Power because somebody randomly quoted it, and I think that the most head-ass like demographic of people are people that randomly quote 48 Laws of Power, because I'm just like, there's no way that you really, really like this book literally changed your life. It's so weird. But anyway, when I get fixated on something, I have to like annotate. Like I got to take notes. For example, so I think at this point, oh my God, I've been on TikTok for a long time at this point. 2020, Jesus. But anyway, a year or so ago, I got fascinated with Dr. Angelo. And I think y'all all remember that. That's low-key like a part of my following, like a huge chunk of it. And I read every poem that she's ever published. I have the complete works, but I also have like individual sets. And it didn't take that long to read all of the poems because obviously, I mean, getting through the words was not a problem. But the level at which I wanted to analyze and the highlighting and the writing about them. And when I found my favorite poem by her, which is When I Think About Myself. First of all, I was reading through and then I found my favorite line and I got to crying. And it took me 2 days to read a poem that's not that long. You know, so it's like I'll be like, okay, I'm going reading, and then it turns into something completely different. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden you spent 2 weeks on one poem. Rereading Laws of Human Nature. Recently, I like did a quick flip through. I mean, because I don't feel like it was a long or life-changing book. The Four Agreements, and I'm supposed to be reading, it's by the same Robert Greene, the same guy who did 48 Laws of Power. He wrote The Art of Seduction. I'm like, because Aisha K. Faines has like the feminine archetypes, Robert Greene apparently like curated the seduction archetypes. And I really would love to know what seduction archetype I am. Yeah, I have all of his books. I randomly decided to read them again. You know, it's decent content, but I also be looking at him and like, what qualifies him specifically to talk about this? I always wonder. Like what? I mean, granted, people are like following along with it, so it must be somewhere near accurate or something like that. But I'm just like, there really will just be like random people who are just like, I'm going to write a book, and then everybody follows it, and that's it. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Yeah, it just, I'd be like, okay. How often do you have livestock? Very interesting question. I'm going to assume that you meant TikTok lives. Okay. I have TikTok lives daily, Monday through Friday. You're guaranteed a live from me. Today is Saturday. We just came to vibe, talk about a little subject, to get me back in practice, because on Monday I start again with, regular morning lives. I do a TikTok show called Breakfast Beat, where we beat our face before most of the girls have even woke up to have breakfast. Hello. And we talk about a subject every day. Today we talked about being in your soft girl era and whether or not that was practical specifically for Black women. We had a great conversation. I've heard 48 Laws of Power was Narcissism 101. I think that it depends on why you're reading it. For example, I think if I had to say which one changed me more or changed my life more, or I learned more from between 48 Laws of Power and The Art of War, I personally would say The Art of War. But that's just me. I think that usually I am on live. It's around 7 a.m. CST. 7 or 8. I liked The Art of War more. But that's just me. I think that what people really, really like about 48 Laws of Power is that it gives examples. But I don't think The Art of War is biased, because he was literally just talking about what he did historically, and then you can look at history and go, oh, he was about that. Robert Greene kind of seems like a random white man who wrote a book. And it's not to say that he's incompetent, because like I don't know what qualifies him, but I also I wonder, He also don't really seem like, he don't look like somebody either that is like pulling for real, so I don't know. Your take on Drake was great. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. We need a TikTok about books. Ooh. Y'all, I don't know if y'all want a TikTok about books for real, because I talk a lot now. If we talk about some books. Also, as y'all know, my name on this app is The Greater Gatsby. So we can't talk without talking about F. Scott, And then my favorite book of all time, which is Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora ADHD, Anxiety, Language. Zora Neale Hurston. Baby. I have on this shelf right here, I think I only have 2 of the versions, but I have, that specific book, I didn't read it, I didn't annotated it, I didn't took notes about it, I didn't wrote papers about it, I didn't cry to it, I didn't, I want that movie to be remade so bad. Oh my God, I want to see it so bad. I'm really excited to see the remake of The Color Purple. I just want to know how it's going to go. But we ain't going to talk about that because, you want to reread Fly Girl. Okay. You know what book I've never read that people are like, oh my God, I can't believe you never read it every time I say it? Sister Soldier, The Coldest Winter Ever. I've never read that first book. And then I heard that the second one wasn't as good as the first. So, one day. The Color Purple is the first book you read in one day. The Color Purple, really, really, the book, oh my God. Oh my God. The book, the way that the book is so very different. Well, it's not, okay, it's a good book to movie adaptation, but the depth of the relationships or whatever is lost in the movie. It's so very lost. You know what we should start? People kept being like, we need to start a group message. We need to start a book club. Oh my God. It would be so fun to have a book club with y'all. I don't even know how we would go about it. Like when we get on Zoom, I have no idea. But a book club. Oh my God. Like a book list and we all get on live and talk about it together. That would be so fun. Yes, okay. On Christmas Day, actually, my family is going to see. It is a musical retelling of The Color Purple. And when I say I'm hype, I can't wait. How do you divide your time to listen to 3 hours of music, work, read? Okay, it's hard. And I know that doesn't sound encouraging, but okay. First of all, AirPods, headphones, whatever are your best friend, okay? Best friend. The moment I get up, recently I've been getting on live the moment I get up, but when I get up, either I'm walking, doing something like that or whatever, before I get on live. In order for me to get on live in the morning to do Breakfast Beat, my show with y'all, I have to have finished a list of things. So me being on here means this is taken, this is done, whatever, boom, boom, boom. My morning shift for all of the things that I want to get done in my house are done. Then, while that whole thing is going on, music is playing. So that can be like an hour of music right there. And it could be in your ears or it could just be playing. You can turn it on in the back of whatever you're doing. It could just be on. So that's one. Then I go to work. I'm at work all day. If I have any paper task, anything like that, where I'm not in classroom and, whatever, if I don't have a session or anything like that, I am listening. It's just playing. It don't have to be conscious listening at that time. Then after work, usually, if I have anything left, like any last hour, anything like that, I play it after work. And that's like I'm cooking, it's playing. I'm eating something, it's just playing, whatever. 3 hours. On the clock, like on my lunch break or whatever, sometimes I'll play it. Like if I go sit in the car, I'll play it. Or if it's like Shira 7 goes live often during the day because she don't got a job. She just be, vibing on YouTube. So sometimes that's how I get in the 45 minutes of media. Like just play a YouTube video in the back while I'm working or something like that. And like she'll say something and then I'll be like she's spitting and I'll like bookmark it and then I'll move on with my life to like get through the rest of the workday. Altogether, the labor is almost like 5 hours every day. So the 3 hours of music, the 45 minutes of media, the 40 minutes meaning of combined Instagram and TikTok. You sitting at like 5 hours. But it can be done if you learn how to superset. Like if you can go, okay, this is happening while this is happening, it can be done. Oh my God, we read Of Mice and Men too. The Outside. Fahrenheit 451, I will forever be angry about that movie. Michael B. Jordan did a movie where he, like it was called Fahrenheit 451, but they should have just called it Books on Fire. Because when I say the entire plot is different, what happened to the original plot of the book? Like, they should have just gave it a different name. And it could have been a fine movie if it wasn't supposed to be Fahrenheit 451. If it wasn't supposed to be that, we would have been fine. Okay, Shira 7 is someone that I've just now developed a relationship with. Dear Shira. And you know what book changed my life in high school? Well, I mean, so many of them, truthfully. A Lesson Before Dying is probably the most impactful. But Animal Farm? Baby. Animal Farm? George Orwell put his foot, his back, his neck into Animal Farm. Okay? Like, yeah. But anyway, Shira 7 is funny. I do have split opinions on Sprinkle Sprinkle the movement. Just because of the fact that I think that women are naturally hypergamous in some ways, but I don't know if I want a marriage like hers. That's what I will say. I understand why she got married. I don't want to get married why she got married. So that's like, I mean, she's the person that like I listen to and I take what applies and I leave the rest. I respect her hustle. I respect that she sprinkled her way into what she sprinkled her way into. But I do not want a relationship like that. And it could be delusion. Maybe it's delusion. Maybe it's Maybelline. But I still believe that I'm going to find someone and we're going to be in love with each other. And I'm not going to have to, just be like, he can't leave me and, whatnot. It don't matter. He old and I don't, the way she talk about him, I don't want to have to talk about the partner that I choose like that. And I definitely respect parts of it. Like the other night we were literally just talking about how like you don't become a city girl, you don't become a hypergamous woman by choice. You look at your circumstances and you evaluate them and you go, what is my best course of action? I think that Shira found her best course of action and then she secured what she wanted to. She found a way to be financially secure. And then she married it. And she lives the life that she wants to because of it. And that's fine. Because that's what she wanted. I do want security. I don't think that I have to sacrifice being in love to get it. I don't. And if manifestation works the way that she says it does, then I can have it. And I will. And it's that simple. I will have both. Or I won't be married. Hi. But yeah, I just, I am at the phase now where I'm like, I think I know exactly what I want for my life. And I reject everything that's not that. And that just is what it is. I'm kind of like where my career is going to be, where my, like romantic relationships and whatnot. I'm going to get what I want or I'm not going to do it. And it's actually, that's honestly it. From what I saw of Shira, she said getting that kind of relationship just takes longer. I respect that. Shira, she had a timeline. She had desires. She had a list. And she said, once I find a person who checks off these things on that list, I'll just make myself love them. She believes in growing in love. And a part of me respects that. She had a goal. She had a plan. She made the goal meet the plan and she accomplished it. And I love that for her. I don't care that it takes long. But that's the thing. That's where we're different. She doesn't call herself a relationship advisor. She calls herself a financial advisor. She's like, I secured what I wanted to financially, and that was her goal. See you in a year. Oh, very excited. And I love that for her. I do, because that's what she wanted, and that's what she got. That's not what I want. I will get what I want. Or I won't get married. And that's fine. A woman once told me I'm a master receiver and I can have what I want. Period. I believe in that. I believe in that. I do. And that's the gag. And the gag is Kiki. But I will get what I want. And that really is all there is to that. For real. And I reject everything that I don't. And that's okay. I think that the biggest downfall of the internet is that people think everything that they see has to apply to them. You can see something and you can go, that's fine. That ain't got nothing to do with me, and move on. It's coming across my screen, but that don't mean it's for me. Like something that's always really weird in comments is when like you give a motivational message or someone like gives like a tarot reading or something like that. And then people are like, I don't understand. Explain it to me, please. Everyone that it was for understood. It wasn't for you. It doesn't have to be for you. You don't have to make it be for you because it's on your screen. You just don't. You take what you need and you leave everything else. Take what you need. Get what you need and leave everything else. And That's how I am with She 7. Like, I love it for her. I love that she got what she wanted. I know what I want. I will get what I want. What she want ain't for me. And I think that is the problem. Like, when we kept talking about dating. We talked about it the other night again, about like dating and how people feel like, it's so hard, but it's because, everyone is listening to one thing or another. There's so many different voices, so many different podcasts, and so many different people who are like, this is how it should go. And it should. There are no rules for you that will be universally, unilaterally applicable to me. That doesn't make sense. I'm not dating on anyone's internet rules. I'm going to take what is for me, and what is not for me, I'm going to leave. And I'm going to find what I want because I followed what I said and what I thought. It's not that hard, But I understand. I understand it, but it's not. It's just not. You're on your own path. The hair is striving. Oh, we trying, child. We trying. Oh, we trying. Okay, look, Bella. We standing on some business, okay? There's some business we're standing on. We're not standing on all business. In some areas of my life right now, I ain't gonna lie. In some areas, we're tiptoeing across business. We're skating across business. Rolling gracefully, across business. In some areas of my life, though, I'm stomping on business. I, in 1 year, want to see my life completely different. I want to see so many things different. So that means in that specific area, I am footworking on business right now. Like, it's some stuff that I'm not doing. If I got to miss outside, that's okay. If I got it, one thing, there's business is being stood on in many different areas of my life. However, I ain't gonna lie. These boys, y'all. The boys are liars. The boys are liars. He doesn't see you. You're not looking at me. The boys are liars. Maybe put the tape on the floor so you can practice. Okay, y'all, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Business is being stood on in many areas, and there are many areas where it's not. Okay. And we're going to get there. One day we're going to be universally standing on business. But we're just gracefully, we're sitting on it. We're going to get there. We're going to stand one day, okay? Bella keep making fun of me because I'm snitching. Bella keep making fun of me because I'm delusional over a couple celebrity rappers, and I feel like maybe it's delusion, maybe it's Maybelline, but you never know, okay? So we are allowed to have 1 more year of delusion, and then after that we're gonna move on. We're gonna operate within reality. But the gag is, see, she's like, you're gonna be delusional for a year and then you gotta let it go. But I'm like, I'm gonna get famous within a year. So if I get famous within a year, I don't have to let it go because I'm famous, they're famous. What's good? Hello, like. I just feel like maybe loophole, maybe it's delusion, maybe it's Maybelline. You hear me? Hello. Stars will align. Okay, period. Thank you. Anticipating response. Well, good thing you already knew. We up. Hello, we're up. We're up and we're stuck, actually, Maybe it's delusion. Maybe it's Maybelline. Whatever it is, we're going to get there. It's us. You smashed your delusional crush like 2 weeks ago. Oh. Okay. You added gas to the delusion. Hello? It's possible. I got a witness right here to say it's possible. Hello? And that's the gag. Because the gag is, hello? Never back down, never what? You know what's funny? Because every single live has a different crowd, like a different whatnot. When I get famous, there will be people who were not on these lives and did not hear these conversations and did not, whatnot. So, one day, I'm going to do it. I'm going to actually meet the people, and I'm going to actually, I'm gonna actually get there, and I'm gonna get on live, and I feel like I'm gonna tag a couple people in the live, like a couple of y'all, and be like, all right, look, ain't nobody gonna know what the look mean. Ain't nobody gonna know, but y'all gonna know it means I did it. I did it. I was correct. I wasn't delusional. I was just I was manifesting. I was just talking. You know what I mean? I thought, therefore I was. Hello? I did it. Living testimony. Okay? So y'all gonna know. Give me a little bit of time. Give me a little bit of time. And y'all gonna know. I'm gonna pop out with dude. Or I'm gonna pop out with my delusion, whatever. And I'm gonna be like, if you see me and you trying to see what's up, you actually saw me a year ago when I said it. Hello? Okay? Just saying. Maybe it's delusion. Maybe it's Maybelline. Girl, I can't even say who it is because it's embarrassing. Even though, like, we literally just talked about him for like 5 minutes, I literally cannot say their name because it's so embarrassing. Like, I can't. No. Oh my God. You just said that name. Yeah. One day I'm going to get over it, y'all. The immediate switch from you going, okay, no, absolutely not. Stand on business. Kayla, you're funny. I can't. You're so funny. Like, woo. Yeah, it's okay. I'm going to get back on business, y'all. I'm going to get there. Not too much. That's not embarrassing, but I heard the gworls. I don't care what the gworls have to do, because I'm not the gworls. Okay. Delusion. Let's talk about peak level delusion. That's almost scary delusion, but I don't care. I'm gonna follow it. It don't even matter. Purr. Anyway, I love y'all so very much. It is now 6:30 my time. My guest is coming soon. My best friend of 18 years on her way. I've had a great time on live with y'all. It was great speaking through this conversation. Don't worry if you missed it or if you've missed any of these lives. Do you know why? Because after a live that has a subject, we upload them to the YouTube. Hello? So you can see it again. You'll be able to see my delusion not only live and in color, live and in color, but on YouTube, where it will sit embarrassingly for the rest of my life. Isn't that so embarrassing? Why would I say all of this publicly? Why would I do that? Can you imagine? I'm sorry. Before we get off of here, can you imagine a man like bringing you your own videos of you being delusional over them? Like, I really got to start rethinking what I be saying on here, because like I'm getting on here and I'm saying stuff and I'm like, if they see my videos one day, which is the plan, like, imagine giving a man that kind of that clout. Oh my God, no. Oh my God. Can you imagine you sitting at a table and a man is like, he like trying to risk you, whatever. And I'm like, I don't even like you like that. And he slides his phone across the table like, babe, let's not play like that. I would have to jump off a bridge. What? I'm like, you're not even my type, nothing like that. And I'm like, because how do you defend yourself? That's a deep fake. That is AI. That is not Aricia Grace. I would never say something like that. Like, how do you lie like that when it's on your own YouTube channel? You can't recover from that. No, for real. I have to think of some lines or something like that. I caught red-handed. You gotta flip it. No, for real. I would have to gatekeep Gaslight Girl Boss, because why? You dug back to my YouTube channel from like a year ago just to find that. Interesting. Sounds like you're bothered. I would literally have to. And if that don't work, I have to jump off of a bridge. And he's Canadian. I gotta be devoured by a moose by the next day. Promptly. Because what do you mean? Here, let's not pretend that you don't like me. Woo! Yeah, it would be, I'd be like, that's not me. I have to immediately jump off a bridge to be trampled by a moose and then be hit by a car. Like, no. I'm cringing right now, even thinking about it. Anyway, I love y'all so much. That's what we were doing. We were like literally dismissing ourselves, and then I started, oh, Jesus, help us. Oh my God, I would have to stand on so much business. Oh my God, that is so embarrassing. Oh, so embarrassing. Not pick you. Oh, Jesus, no. Jesus. All right, y'all, I got to get on business for real. This delusion stuff, oh, Jesus, we got to let it go. But anyway, I love y'all. I love y'all so very much. And it's okay. We gonna get there. Good night. Good night. I love y'all. I will see y'all again. I'm gonna take my one day off tomorrow. I will see y'all bright and early Monday morning for Breakfast Beat. We'll have a different subject. I'm very excited. Always remember that if you have a subject or anything that you would like for us to speak about, you can always DM it to me or send it to me in an email. Email is the only thing that you 100% guaranteed to get a response to. DMs, I will read it. You may not get a response because people be sending me weird stuff. I don't be knowing who they are. But I love y'all so much. I hope y'all have a great night. I hope you have a great Sunday. Rest up. Monday, we start work again. We got real life going on. Tis all. Goodbye. Stay delusional.